Hi everyone, this is Dr. Bev Knox from BevKnox.com and BevKnoxFabulous.com. Today's lecture is all about getting rid of toxic friendships and establishing new positive friends. I know some of you guys are very hurt. You may be hurt by what I have to say today, but you know what? You're just gonna have to get over it and trust me that I know what I'm talking about. So first things first, let's just dish into what do I mean when I say toxic friendships? What is defined as a toxic friend? I want you to go get your journal. I do. I want you to go and get your journal because you and I are going to work on this together. You and I are going to identify what it is that I mean when I say toxic friends. You may have some toxic friends in your life right now, and you don't even know they're toxic. Well, no, I think you probably know they're toxic, but you don't want to believe they are toxic. Why? Because you probably are friends or were friends with that person since kindergarten. For 20, 30 years, you've been friends with this person, and they've been acting the same way towards you. They've been putting you down, and they've been saying little things to you and about you, and you have been sweeping it underneath the rug. Why? In the sake of friendship, because you've known that person for decades, perhaps. I'm going to be quiet right now. In fact, pause the lecture. I want you to go and get your journal. Okay? So go ahead. You have it? Not yet? Okay, go. I'm ready to talk. This is a talking lecture. I am ready to talk. Okay? You ready? Okay, good. Now, you perhaps have already taken my course. I think it's number 3 in our lecture series, okay? But on balancing oneself, my total self-balance theory. I'm sure you've taken it. And one of the components of this theory is what? Social friendships. It's all about establishing positive friendships and evaluating, the friendships that you have going on in your life now. So what I want you to do right now, if you don't already have a heading that states friendships, I want you to go ahead and write this heading down in your journal right now. Friendships. Write it down. Okay? And now what I want you to do is I want you to list your top 3 BFFs. Okay? Some of you guys may have 10 people you consider really close to you as far as close friendships. And some of you guys may have 1 or 2. It doesn't matter. Okay, so write them down. If you've got 10, I want you to write down 3 right now. And if you only have 1 close friend, write down that one person's name right then and there. Okay, so write it down. And now what I want you to do, I want you to associate feelings with each friend. Okay? Let's pretend your first friend name is Sue. I want you to look at Sue's name, and I want you to associate the feelings and identify the feelings within you. When you think of Sue, you see Sue in your head. I want you to write down the feelings that come. The feelings that come from within you about Sue. Write it down right now. Is Sue a wonderful, warm person? Is Sue loving and kind? Is Sue somebody that is there when you need to talk to somebody? Are you there for Sue? If something goes wrong in your day, can you call Sue and talk about it and have a good feeling about communicating with her about whatever it is that's going on in your day? Can you really? Really, can you? Please be honest and truthful with your answers. When you think of Sue, do you think of hurt? Do you think of pain? Do you have trust issues with Sue? Can she be trusted with your deepest and darkest secret? If you're a smart gal, and I know you are, you're not going to tell Sue your deepest and darkest secret, but you'll tell her enough, right? Is she trustworthy? Think about it. Does Sue have any bad habits? I mean, right now we're identifying what type of person, or people your friends are. That's what we're doing. We're identifying that, okay? Does Sue have any bad habits? And when I say bad habits, I'm not talking about, eating too much pie on Thanksgiving, smoking, perhaps, cigarettes. What about other things? Is she a drug addict, perhaps? Is she an alcoholic? Does she drink, one too many? And not just drink, but does she drink and drive? Does she drink and drive with her children in the car? Does she go out partying? By the way, your girlfriend's married. Sue's married. Does she go out partying and act like she's single? Flirting perhaps with other people? Cheating? Is Sue's middle name Infidelity? Bad habits, you may say? Is she a spender? Spending all her money, and not paying her bills? Come on now, what other type of habits your friend Sue exhibits? Be truthful, be honest. I'm here with you. I'm here. Does she talk bad about you behind your back? Does she laugh in your face? Ha 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 ha. She laugh at your jokes and pretend indeed that she is a true friend. But does Sue talk about you behind your back to other people? Because you see, Sue's got to make herself feel better about herself. And in order for her to do that, she's got to talk about you and put you down. But Sue goes beyond that, doesn't she? Let's be real. Sue goes beyond that. She doesn't just talk about you behind your back. She doesn't talk crap about you behind your back. She talks about it to your face. She talks about you in front of your kids, in front of your spouse, and puts you down, and you laugh it off. And then you make excuses for her. You do. You make excuses for her, and you say, oh, she doesn't mean it. That's just the way she is. She's been that way since she was in kindergarten. And you have continued making excuses for Sue. You have continued to make excuses for Sue while she put you down, put your kids down, your husband down, everybody down. Boyfriend, whatever you have, she puts them down. And you continue to make excuses for Sue. All right, let's move on to the next one. I'm over here on my little handy computer because I'm going to pull up our ebook, which you should already have. Okay? Because I may be reviewing some things on the ebook and having you follow along with me. But right now you're doing the journal exercise. You are listing your friends and you are listing some of their habits, some of their attributes. That warm and fuzzy thing you feel inside when you think about them, or that disgust taste in your mouth when you think about them. Go ahead. Okay. You got it, don't you? You got it. You are a smart cookie. You know that the things you just listed about your friends really, really does not define that of a true friendship, of a true healthy friendship. That association was really one-sided. That association did a lot for the other person, but didn't do a darn thing for you. It did a lot for them because when they needed somebody to put down, when they needed somebody to talk about, when they needed to attack somebody so that they could feel better about themselves, they used you. They used you to do that. You were their doormat. Yes, you were. You were. And notice how I said were, right? Because after this class, you are no longer going to be their doormat. You are no longer going to be their doormat. I will not allow you to be their doormat. Better yet, you will not allow yourself to be their doormat anymore. Anymore. This class is entitled How to Get Rid of Toxic Friendships and How to Establish New Healthy Friendships, right? So before we can talk about how to establish new positive friendships, we have to talk about how to get rid of unhealthy, toxic people in your life. So first things first, we have to identify who indeed in your life are these toxic individuals that I keep talking about, because trust me, we all have some. And now we're going to learn to give them the boot. Right? All right. Keep thinking a little bit more. Because before I continue with anything else, you need to be able to identify who these toxic people are. Because I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide in giving them the boot. You ready? Okay. Review your list, please. Review your list. What do you see on your list? Tell me what you see. Say it out loud. I can hear you. Say it out loud. Sue isn't a trusted friend. Sue puts me down often. Sue talks about me behind my back. Sue makes jokes about me, my body, my size. She calls me fat. She calls me skinny. Sue talks about my children. She said they aren't as smart as her kids. She tries to make her kids look good by putting my kids down. Go ahead. Say it out loud. Go ahead. Sue flirts with my girlfriend or husband or what have you every chance she gets. Continue. Say it out loud. You have to say it out loud so you could hear yourself. No, saying it in your mind isn't good enough. You have to say it out loud. And if you have problems with saying it out loud, call me, email me your list and call me and I will read you your list out loud so you could hear it. Absolutely, I will do that for you. Sue is toxic. Go ahead, fill in the blank. Blank is toxic. Blank is no good for me. Blank puts me down. Blank does not uplift me. Blank does not support me. Blank does not help me. Blank does not inspire me to be all that I can be. When I accomplish things in life, when I accomplish my goals, instead of blank praising me and hugging me and showing me added support, blank does not do that. Blank smirks as if my accomplishments are not good enough. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Blank is a toxic individual. Blank is a toxic individual. Say it out loud. Blank is a toxic individual. I have no room for toxic people in my life. Say it out loud. I have no room for toxic people in my life. I am ready to move on. I am ready to live my most fabulous life. And in order for me to live my most fabulous life, I have to get rid of all these toxic haters in my life. These haters that call themselves my BFF, my best friend. I've got to get rid of them. This is the first step in your journey, identifying toxic individuals in your life. I am so proud of you, by the way. I am so proud of you. I am. Because you are taking this course seriously. And I mean, I know it's an intensive, emotion-filled class. I know it is. And you are taking it seriously. You are doing all your journal exercises. I am so, so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Great. You've just identified your toxic, quote-unquote, friendships. You've identified them. And now what I want you to do is you need to think right now. You need to decide, what are you going to do with this knowledge? You are to decide, what are you going to do with this knowledge? What are you going to do about these folks? Let's start with Sue. Number 1 on your list. You've got choices here. Depending on how severe the toxic level is with each friend, you may decide to terminate the relationship 100% and have nothing to do with them anymore. You may decide to set strong limitations with these folks, where you do not talk to them on a daily basis, you do not go out hanging, and you do not participate in anything that they're doing. Or severe limitations, pretty much you see them once a year during Christmas because, you see them at family functions, or, you work together perhaps and in a different department. I don't know. But nevertheless, you may have to keep a civil tone with these folks, yet keep your distance from them. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to target each of these individuals on your list. And I'm going to do it with you because this is a guided exercise, okay? So I'm going to do it with you. I need you to pause this lecture when needed, okay? You may need to pause this lecture for 5-10 minutes for you to concentrate on each step that I'm talking about, okay? So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to decide what we're going to do with each of those folks on your list, how we're going to handle the situation. The first one, Sue. Sue is your most toxic friend, quote unquote friend, right? Sue is the most toxic individual on your list. I'm not here to tell you what to do. You are going to decide for yourself what you're going to do and how you're going to handle it. Put on your big girl panties. It is your turn to take control of your life. Let us decide what we're doing with Sue. Go ahead. What are you going to do with Sue? Well, you have your Sue, and let's pretend I have my Sue. I will tell you what I will do with my Sue, and you tell me what you're going to do with your Sue. I've made a decision. I've decided that I'm going to terminate Sue as a friend, but I'm going to do it very civilly because there are some times that I'm going to bump into Sue either at a function, a work event, or perhaps a night out, because we do have some other friends in common. So I'm going to terminate my personal friendship with her, but I'm going to do it very, very civilly. That's what I'm going to do with my Sue. That's my decision, what I'm going to do with my Sue. What's your decision? What are you going to do with your Sue? Go ahead, tell me. What? Oh, you're going to do the same thing too? Excellent. So we could work on this together then. We could work on this together, okay? Great. So how are we going to do it? How are we going to terminate our personal relationship with Sue, yet do it in a very civil manner where if we bump into each other on the street, we're not going to throw down in blows. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. All right? Well, there are several ways that you could do it. First, let's talk about a letter. Okay? Because a lot of folks really don't like confrontation. I mean, we'll talk about, verbalizing it in a minute. But right now, I want you to think about what you would write in a letter to Sue. Yes, yes. If you were to write a letter to Sue, which you will, by the way, you're going to pause this in a few and you're going to write a letter to Sue, right? If you were to write a letter to Sue, what would you say? You would start off by, "Hello, Sue." You have to greet Sue, don't you? This letter is in regards to, and then you would just write it. Either the termination of our friendship, ending our friendship, putting our friendship on pause, whatever it is you want to say, you need to go ahead and say it in this letter. Next, email. We talked about a letter, right? You could either mail the letter, hand deliver the letter, but via email. You mean after 20 years of friendship, you would send Sue an email terminating your friendship? Why not? Look, a lot of other folks, a lot of coaches, a lot of people believe that emails and voicemails and text messages are very, very impersonal, and it shouldn't be done, especially, something like this, because you need to give the other person respect, show them respect, and meet them face to face when talking about deep-rooted issues such as this. I disagree. There are some people that you cannot meet face to face. I wouldn't want you to go and confront them face to face about anything, even in ending or terminating a relationship. And that goes for, if you took my course on ending a love relationship, that goes for love relationships too, because you never know when somebody could snap and just go off and physically assault you. And if your soon-to-be ex-toxic friend is that toxic, they very well may assault you. Who knows? I don't know. You know them better than I do. Okay? So I'm all for email, voicemail, text messages, and on the phone termination. Okay? I am totally. So if you decide you want to do an email, that is totally up to you. You're going to have to decide what your comfort level is, and you're going to have to decide what form of termination that you want to do. You're going to decide that, not me. So basically, your email would be that of your letter, but instead of mailing the letter, you would email it. Okay? Text messaging, I think it's too short for termination and closure. So definitely, I would text perhaps, "I need to talk to you," or check your email or something to that nature. But I would not send it via text message because after such a long time of friendship, quote unquote friendship, there's a lot of explaining that I think that should be done. Not just, "We're done, you're a horrible person, I don't like you anymore, I don't want to be friends with you, we're done." I think some explanation, some further detailed explanation is needed. Okay, so that's why I say letter or email. Okay. You can also decide to do it via telephone. You could call the person up and, either read your letter. I like the idea of the letter because it would have everything organized, properly, where if you were to just get on the phone while that other person is interrupting you every minute, you may get distracted and not say everything that you wanted to say. So I do encourage you to go ahead and write a letter and read it to them over the phone, okay? If the relationship is that toxic, or if you have issues with confrontation and you really, don't want to verbalize it, then you could leave a voicemail message. Some voicemail message, however, will cut off after a minute or two. So I suggest that you would mail it or email it and then leave a voicemail message, saying that I went ahead and evaluated our relationship and it's really not working, for me, and I'm sure it's not working for you too. So I went ahead and I just, I mailed you a letter or I sent you an email explaining my point of view. And, I would rather no more contact or no more voice contact, but you can go ahead and respond via email if you want to. I may or may not respond, but, that this is how it is. But you have to be very, very cordial. You can't be rude or nasty, because if you are nasty, when terminating a relationship, it's like adding fuel to the fire, and you really don't want that person reacting, very badly and very nasty. We already know that they are a toxic individual, so we don't want to, pour fuel in the fire, because we just don't know what craziness that they may do. Okay, they may spread more lies or rumors about you, and they may do that anyway. They very well may do that anyway, but. I just wouldn't add, fuel to the fire. And that's my advice to you. So follow up with the voicemail message and pretty much leave it there. Leave it there. After you've spoken to them, about what's on your mind and why you want to terminate the relationship, be done with it. In your heart, in your mind, be done with it, because you have to take, you have to take into account that you have your own self-healing to do. You've got healing to do. You've put up with, with this toxic individual or individuals for so long. And now that you've terminated the relationship, you have healing to do. You've got to really evaluate yourself, and you have to come to terms with why you stayed in such a relationship, in such an abusive relationship. And again, that abuse doesn't come in a physical form. So maybe, that particular friend didn't physically beat you, but nevertheless, they abused you emotionally and mentally. And this is something that you have to work on. I'm going to be talking about establishing positive friendships and where to meet new friends. But really, before you get to that stage of establishing new friendships, you're really going to have to do some self-eval. You're going to have to work a little bit on yourself to decide what's going on internally, what's going on with you, that you would stay in such a relationship with somebody you considered your friend when all they did was totally abuse you. Okay, so I encourage you to take, my self-esteem class, because that's an added bonus. I think will help you a lot, because in order for you to stay in such a toxic relationship, there's some issues going on, with your self-esteem and self-concept and so forth. So we've got to work on you. Okay? Because you will no longer tolerate such treatment from anybody, male or female. You will no longer tolerate other people ill-treating you, and you're just staying there and taking it and smiling and pretending it's not that bad and making excuses for why this person is behaving in such a manner towards you. You will no longer tolerate that. I will no longer tolerate that for you, okay? Bottom line, that's it. So I do encourage you to go ahead and do some self-eval before we go ahead with establishing new friendships, okay? All right, so we're good. So you now know how to end toxic relationships. You know how to identify toxic relationships and what, my version of how to end and terminate and close toxic relationships. Because again, my deal is this, okay? You are in training right now, and you will be for the rest of your life. and unleashing your most fabulous self. You are in training for this right now. And in order for you to be all that you can be, in order for you to, maintain your most fabulous self, you cannot have toxic people around you. Because when you're trying to climb that ladder, with your emotions and with your whole total self, you're trying to climb up and up and up. These people are going to be bringing you back, bringing you down. So this is you right here, and you're trying to climb up, and yay, go up. And these people are doing what? That's what they're doing to you. This is what they're doing to you, okay? So you've got to get rid of them if you want to excel in life. You have got to get rid of them, okay? Good. So now I'm going to be talking about how to make new friends. And we're going to start from scratch. We are going to start from scratch. So pretend you had 3 really, really toxic friendships and you ended these friends. You're going to be sad for a little bit. You really are. Even though it's a joyful thing that you no longer are going to be, verbally or emotionally abused by these people, you are going to have a little void in your life, okay? And you're going to feel sad because guess what? Some people, believe it or not, any type of attention is good attention. So because you were getting this bad attention, it was attention nevertheless. And it took up some space in your life. It gave you something to do, whether it was just being on the phone or being at this person's house. It gave you something to do. So now you are no longer going to have that thing to do. There's going to be a void in your life. You're going to have some extra free time in your life. What are you going to do with yourself? What are you going to do with yourself? Well, there's lots that you can do with yourself, but I'm going to speak specifically on obtaining and establishing new, positive, healthy friendships. So first things first, what we need to do right now is we need to make another list. Yes, we do. We need to make another list of qualities that you would want, well, not just what you would want, what I would want for you in somebody. We need to make a list of positive attributes, what we would call a positive, healthy friend. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to turn the page over in your journal, and I want you to put that header up. Healthy friends or healthy friendships or whatever title you want, but positive, healthy friendships is what I want you to write down. Whatever version of that title, write it down right now, okay? I'll give you a minute to do so. Positive, healthy friendships. And then what I want you to do is to write a list. I want you to write a list of all the attributes that you would want your new friend to have. Yes, absolutely. I want you to write it down. I want you to write down at least 20 things. 20 things you would want your new friend to have and to be and how they would treat you. So number 1 could be to be a caring individual, to be a good friend, to be somebody who's there for me, who inspires me, who lifts me up, who motivates me, and in turn, I will be there for them for all these things. Because this is a give and take relationship. No longer is your friendships going to be one-sided, where you just give, and the other person take, never giving back, never filling your cup. No longer are you going to be involved in these type of relationships. Go ahead, continue writing your list. Somebody to go shopping with, somebody to spend time with. I will be there for them to X, Y, and Z. We will go on vacation together with our families. Go ahead, make your wish list. If I was your genie, if I was your fairy god diva, which I am, but if I was your fairy god diva and I could snap my fingers and make you the perfect friend right there, what attributes would that perfect friend have? I mean, think about it. Somebody to go on vacation with. See, I love vacation, so I have to talk about that, right? Somebody to go dancing with, girls' night out, once a month, girls' night out. Somebody to, go to, a concert with or what have you. I want you to think about it a little bit more. I want you to write these attributes down. You're done? Excellent. Excellent. Now, again, we're starting from scratch. Where are you going to meet such a friend? Where are you going to meet such an individual? Oh, your work, you said? Oh, you don't have very many people at work that you could socialize with? And the folks that are at work, you really don't want to socialize with them? You don't want your personal business mixing with your work business? Okay, I could understand that. What? Online? Did you say online? Sure. Okay, so let's talk about, meeting people online first before we go anywhere else. There are friendship circles online that you can join. You could actually seek people out online and establish online, friendships with folks. There are certain websites, and of course, I'm not going to, name websites. But if you would just Google, making friends online, I'm pretty sure you will see it. A whole bunch of different websites will pop up, and it's your job, because this is your journey, okay? You've got to do your homework, to click on some of these sites and see if that, you want to be a member in any one of those sites. And some sites do require membership, okay? Anybody can't just, go and, and view things on the site. You have to join, you have to be a member in the community of this site, in order to participate in some of the events, okay? Even though they're online events, you have to be a member. So please keep that in mind, okay? Facebook is huge, and I'll name Facebook. I mean, Facebook is what? The second largest site in the world, the second most popular site in the world next to Google. Yeah, Google's number one, then it's Facebook. Really? Then YouTube 3? Really? Yeah, so you could actually, I'm pretty sure you have a Facebook account, and if you don't have a Facebook account, a lot of people don't even want to get involved on Facebook at all. But that is something that I would suggest that you do as far as meeting new people, so you don't have to necessarily leave your house today, run outside and try to flag somebody down and say, "Oh, be my friend, be my friend." You could start off in the comfort of your own home online and just, reaching out to people. So you could reach out to people that you've known in the past on Facebook, or totally brand new people. You could just, look, and if somebody seems interesting, you could send out a friend request, and if they accept, then wonderful, and you guys could start communicating that way, okay? So there are online friendship circles that you can join, and you could start developing a online friendship that way. Next, if you prefer to do things in person, I would start with your local library. Believe it or not, there are so many little social groups, connected with the library, and there's always postings about social groups in your library. So again, go to your library, and you could go on, online and check out your local library online. But I would suggest you take this step and you actually go in person, okay? Because there's like a bulletin board for announcements, and there's always little social groups posted on the bulletin board with phone numbers, and all you have to do is pick one and call and register for an event, and you've got to show up. You have got to give yourself the boot underneath your butt, and you actually have to show up to these events. That is the first step in establishing new positive friendships, is by showing up, is by reaching out. Because you know what? When you go someplace, and by the way, you can't just stand there, against a wall or sit there. You have to reach out and open up and say, hi, my name is so-and-so. How are you? I'm so happy to be here. You actually have to, be a happy, dynamic person, or pretend to be anyway. Remember, I talk about acting as if in my other lectures. You have to act as if you are a wonderful, dynamic, interesting person, because that definitely will get people attracted to you and want to socialize with you more. Yes, absolutely. So go to the library, pick up some contact information in regards to different social groups, and join some of these groups and go to their events. Go to their events. There are a lot of social events that may be going on in your town. So if you want to stay local, you could do so by going to your town hall, because just like the library, there's a bulletin board in your town hall that will talk about different social events that's going on in the town. And there are little bulletins that your town puts out, and other associations within your town put out these free resources. And just go to your city hall and go to the clerk's office or wherever they have it. Usually it's, by the doorway, and you just pick up a bunch of these little brochures and go home and review these brochures. I mean, people, who organize certain groups, they actually pay good money to have their events put in these brochures that are made just for you. So review the brochures and go ahead and decide you're going to go to some events by yourself. Because if you've gotten rid of all your toxic friends, guess what? You may be by yourself alone, and you're going to have to work up the nerve to go to some of these events by yourself. And as soon as you start going to events, you are going to meet new friends, because you are going to be a friendly, outgoing social butterfly. That's what you're going to do. You're not going to stand up on the wall and pretend you're not there and pretend other people are not there. You're going to go to these events with a purpose. And you are going to leave each event with 2 phone numbers or email addresses. You are going to extend yourself and say, hi, I'm so-and-so, how are you? Yeah, I joined this group, I'm new in town, or I've been working so much I haven't had time to actually, establish friendships and go out. I'm ready to make friends, I'm ready to go out, I'm ready to celebrate life. And you are to introduce yourself in this manner, and people will like you. People will like you, and people will want to be around you. Okay? So again, go to your local library, go to your city hall, and then also go to charity events. Yes, I said it. There's always a charitable type organization in your town, or next town over, or whatever town you want to socialize in, whatever environment you want to be in. Find out about different charitable organizations and events that they are putting on, and I want you to buy a ticket. Some tickets could be like $10, $20, $200, what have you, I don't know. But get a ticket, and I want you to go. Why? Because this is the beginning stages of you establishing new positive friendships, and that's what I want for you. So meanwhile, you're going to these events, and then you're online also, and people are now inboxing you. People are now sending you friend requests. People are now trying to be your friend. The first week of you doing this, you were the one sending out all the friend requests, but now people are actually inviting you places and wanting to be your friend. So now what do you do? Now what do you do? You've got 10 different potential new healthy friendships. You have people reaching out to you. What do you do? Well, I'm going to tell you. What I want you to do is start scheduling events / little luncheons, little coffee dates, what have you, with these new people. I do. You have reached out to them. They are now reaching out to you. You are to schedule little events, little outings with these folks. Don't forget, you don't have any more friends. You dumped the toxic people. You want new healthy people in your life. Okay, so where do you invite folks to? Well, very casually say, hey, it's this weekend I'm going swimming at the Y, or I'm going swimming at your gym. Why don't you come with me? Oh, you're not a member of that gym? Oh, it doesn't matter. I get a free pass. Just hang out with me. Come with me, and we'll have fun. That's how you do it. Another example. Hey, what are you doing Saturday? I've got to go. Oh my gosh, I have to go and, buy a couple pairs of shoes or boots or something. It's winter time and I really need to buy a pair of boots. Why don't you come with me? Don't say, would you like to come with me? Or what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Say, come with me. Come with me. It's that simple. I'm going shoe shopping and it would be great to hang out with you and see you again. Come with me. And they may say, oh my gosh, I can't come with you Saturday. I've got to go with my child's, school trip or what have you. Oh no. Okay, what about Sunday? Oh, what time are you getting back? You'll be tired when you get back from the school trip, but what about Sunday or Monday or whatever? When are you free? Tell me. I'd love to hang out with you. And that's how you start establishing new friendships. You actually have to set dates with folks. And I know it's BFF friendship is not a potential love interest, but you still have to set dates with them. Okay, you've got to schedule time to be with them. So you go shopping, you go to the Y, you go to the gym, you go walking. Walking is something great. I mean, not only is it beneficial for you health-wise, but oh my goodness, it will give you time to get somebody to do something else with you, and you're almost like killing two birds with one stone. You're getting exercise, and you're getting to meet somebody and doing something with somebody absolutely free, because you go to any park and you can go to the beach and walk with these folks and get to know them better. And that is something that if you find somebody who loves to walk or who loves to hike, you could have a new walking or hiking buddy. Yes, you can. And that would be something wonderful, something absolutely wonderful for you to do, okay? All right. And then now what else can you do? What else did you say? Join a book club? Sure. If you want to join a book club, if you love reading, join a book club. If you want to go bowling, join a bowling league. What else can you do? I couldn't hear you. What? What did you say? Game, dinner, shopping, dancing, wine tasting? Sure. And if you guys are single together, you guys can start going to singles events together. Absolutely. And there's so many types of singles events. I'm not going to talk about this now. I'm going to talk about different singles event on the class lecture, How to Bag a Guy or Gal in 7 Days. I'll talk about, singles events there. But there's just so many places that you could go to meet and establish positive friendships. And I am so proud of you that you've taken the initiative to change your life by changing your friends, making your life better by choosing a high quality type of friendships in your life. Seriously, you change your inner circle. Get rid of toxic, negative people in your life and welcome in new, positive, happy friends in your life. I am so proud of you. And when you start establishing these friendships, don't forget to nurture these friends. And I know you don't have a problem with that because you are a wonderful, dynamic person. You are a good person. You are a good friend. You are a good friend, and these new positive individuals that you are welcoming into your life to share your journey with you, they're good people too, and you guys are going to be wonderful, wonderful friends. I am so proud of you. If you need any assistance in anything that we talked about in this lecture today, I want you to contact me directly for personal coaching, because part of what I do is not just my video lecture series, is personal coaching, personal development coaching. So I am here for you. I want you to contact me and say, Bev, I just reviewed your lecture on whatever, establishing your friendships, whatever the lecture is that you just finished viewing, and I need a little bit more help in this area, so I want to talk to you directly. I want to schedule a personal development coaching session with you, Bev. And I will call you, I will email you, and I will schedule a session for you and I to talk. Okay? All right, great job today, guys. I am so proud of you. This is Dr. Bev Knox from BevKnox.com and BevKnoxFabulous.com. You go out there and make some new friends, and you have a fabulous day. All right, bye-bye.